I don't think that you should play early access games. I think that you should purchase early access titles that you want to see do well and get the funds that they need to reach their finished 1.0 release date. But I don't think that you should play them. And I want to make a case for my argument here in this video and maybe try to persuade you to try something different with the next early access title that you're really excited to play. So in theory, early access is this really cool, mutually beneficial relationship between developers and customers, right? Developers get feedback and money that they need to make a good product, and then gamers get to play something early, see all the changes that happen in the development process, and sometimes they can even give some feedback that helps make the end product even better. There are lots of great examples of early access titles where everybody felt like they were really happy with the relationship that formed there. Baldur's Gate 3 being one of them. I'm showing footage of this one right now. But I think it's pretty rare that an early access game lives up to that potential where everybody's perfectly happy with the relationship and the development process. I think 90% of it is just developers need money. I really don't think that any studio or any development team that has vision for a project that they want to have completed needs any of y'all's input on creative decisions. What they need is money so that they can make it, and they need some free work to play test and find the bugs. The main argument that I'm going to make here, and the point that I want to discuss, is not about does early access work in theory? Do good games form when you put a title through that pipeline of releasing it early? That's not the argument that I'm making. Why I think early access is bad for the average gamer is it robs you of fun. And the trap that I think that players fall into with early access titles, the trap here is not a trick or deceit by the developers. Maybe sometimes it is, but I think the trap here that I'm talking about is a mental trap. It's this idea that, yeah, if I play this game early, I'm going to have a ton of fun, and I'll have just as much fun when it releases in its 1.0 finished state. And what ends up happening there is you are giving your time and your input to help other future players who are waiting. You, as the early adopter, are sacrificing your own enjoyment and your own fun for the sake of somebody else. I personally experienced this with Valheim. I have hundreds of hours in Valheim over multiple playthroughs, and I got burnt out. And I'm not saying that every single player is like me, but I think that I'm a pretty good example of the average gamer across all different sorts of levels of enthusiasm. And there's only so much time that I have before my interest in something starts to dip a little bit. Even if it's just 5%, it does dip, because I have seen the first half of this game so many times that right now, like, the idea of going back and starting a new playthrough just to get to Mistlands and then go beyond Mistlands, that just sounds like a lot of work. I don't want to do it anymore. I've had my fun. And honestly, I wish that I had not played the game so much when it was in early access. I did the exact opposite with Baldur's Gate 3. I got that game whenever it was in early access, and I waited. And then when it came out at 1.0 and its full release was out there, I played that. And every single experience in that game was brand new. I had no idea what I was getting into, and it was awesome. And that is the challenge that I want to put forth to you guys here. If you normally buy early access titles and you play them a lot whenever they're still in development, I think that you are giving your labor up for free and you're ruining future enjoyment. The next time some big title comes out that you're excited about, purchase it, send your money towards the development team, and support it financially, but then wait. Wait until it comes out. Wait until it releases in its finished state, and then go through the game completely unaware of what you're getting yourself into, and see how that compares to other experiences that you've had.